Hello, Com 110 students. This is Interpersonal Communication. My name is Frank Switzer. I am your instructor for this semester of Com 110. I am your captain of communication, your doctor of diatribe, and your regal of rhetoric. Okay, here we go. This is the introductory video for Com 110, module number 1. And I want to spend just a little bit of time kind of giving you the course layout, give you some history, introduce you to the communication discipline, and try to present you with some things that will help you through this course and talk a little bit about the format of the introductory videos for modules 2 through 7. This is module 1. It's really about introducing you to the to the course, Com 110, and making sure that you understand the syllabus. We are going to go through the syllabus, so it might help you to have the syllabus up and in front of you when we get to that, and so that you can kind of follow along. But you also desperately need to read through the syllabus yourself. Very specifically, read every particular part of the syllabus. At any rate, let's talk a little bit about why these videos are important. There are 8 modules in this class. Most of the modules will be about 2 weeks long. The last module, module 8, is really nothing but the final exam, which is 100 questions and it's worth 200 points. So there won't be any introductory video to that. The module is going to be very simple. It's just going to be take the final exam and turn it in. So if I did an introductory video for Module 8, it would be about 5 seconds, and it would be take the final exam and submit it on time. There you go. There's your Module 8 video. So let's continue with the Module 1 introductory video. Communication. The truth about human beings, according to all the latest longitudinal research. Now let me explain longitudinal. That word longitudinal means over a long period of time and with lots and lots of data, a large depth of data. So in other words, if you are reading a communication research project and in the methodology section, it tells you that they interviewed 80 students who are freshmen at the University of Arizona in Tucson, that is not a longitudinal research study. A longitudinal research study has a wide spectrum of data, a long period of time, so that you can generalize from the data that you are able to collect in the research project. Anyway, according to all the latest longitudinal studies, re-asking a question that's literally been asked for centuries, research again shows that human beings are relational, community, self-arranging beings. We are relational, community, self-arranging beings. In other words, we're in relationship with each other, which means we're constantly communicating with each other. There is no difference, really, the scholars say, between being in relationship and communicating, interpersonal communication. They're really one and the same thing. So we're essentially studying human beings in this class as well, which is great. One of the great things about this class is that the more you learn in this class, the more you'll be able to apply to your own personal life. It will probably help your own personal life, which will be really fun. Now, it is true human beings may enjoy solitude from time to time, yes, but if we remain in solitude, we become extraordinarily dysfunctional. The research is very clear about that. And you need to know that in this course going forward. Our textbook will talk a lot about that. That solitude, yeah, I like solitude occasionally as well. Everything I do involves other human beings. And I am constantly working with other human beings in regard mostly to a lot of their problems in their life with my other job that I do. And so I need to be alone sometimes as well. But constant solitude is not something that's good. We also value, with good reason, most of the time, we value our individuality, we value our diversity, we value our differentiation. In other words, how we are away from community. When we're in community, we tend to have things in common with each other. There seems to be affinity with each other. We even might communicate in similar ways. So, yeah, we value those other things that might be opposed to our time in relationships and community. And it's true right now, especially, that anonymity is a fairly popular thing. It's something that's desired. And the internet and social media have done nothing but contribute to the desire to be anonymous. Uh, the communication scholar John Jeanette says that people love to hide behind the skirt of cyberspace. And that's true. Hiding behind the skirt of cyberspace, in other words, being anonymous online, gives us the ability to have an opinion without being responsible or accountable for it. Well, in this class, you may have an opinion, but you're going to be responsible and accountable for it. At any rate, the research is unimpeachable. In spite of our desire for anonymity, our desire for solitude, our desire for individuality, diversity, and differentiation, the research is unimpeachable. We are relational beings. There is no relationship or community without communication. In fact, some would say communication is relationship and community. There's no correlation, there's no cause and effect. They're simply the same. Communication is at the core of what it means to be a human being. And so this is one of the reasons why people find COM 100, Introduction to Human Communication, and COM 110, Interpersonal Communication. It's why so many students find these classes so interesting and so helpful, because a majority of the material is simply about how we are, who we are, how we are the way we are, and why other people are the way they are, and why they communicate and behave the way they do. I cannot tell you how often I teach a lot of COM 100 classes at PVCC in person, and I can't tell you how often it is that somebody will come up to me mid-semester or towards the end of the semester or at the end of the semester, and they will tell me, I'm so glad I took this class because I understand my parents way better now. I understand my romantic partner way better than I used to. In fact, I broke up with them because I understand them so well now. I understand my friends so much better now. Anyway, this is what human communication is. This is specifically about interpersonal communication. So there aren't going to be any public speeches in this class, although I'm going to ask you to record 2 videos and submit those videos. But it's not really like public speaking because you're alone when you record these videos. And if you feel awkward or uncomfortable when you record these videos, then quit recording videos and posting them on TikTok or Instagram. It's essentially the same thing. It's just I'm going to be your audience this time. And people, like I said, find that they are able to apply the concepts, principles, and theories that they learn in this class to their real life eventually. So before we go over the syllabus, let me just introduce to you a little bit to who I am so that you understand what you're getting yourself into. My name is Frank Switzer. I have a bachelor's degree in biblical studies with a minor in human communication theory. I eventually went on and got my Master of Divinity at Fuller Theological Seminary. So I'm a Bible person, okay? My faith is that of Christian. But then after I got my Master of Divinity, I went to Arizona State University. I applied to Arizona State University, the Hugh Downs School of Human Communication, which is one of the best schools in the nation. It's widely regarded as one of the top 5 communication colleges in the nation, and I somehow got in. I was surprised that I even got in. The competition is very difficult to get into that school, and I ended up getting my master's in communication theory, which is what qualifies me to teach here. My emphasis in communication happens to be in rhetoric, rhetorical analysis. I love that. But I also minored in my master's degree. I minored in conflict resolution and in performance studies, and so I have a pretty diverse background in the communication discipline. I've been teaching the communication discipline for more than 27 years now. My bachelor's is from GCU, Grand Canyon University. I got that well before GCU became the major player in the college landscape that it is today. And like I said, I got my seminary degree Maybe I didn't say that. I got it from Fuller Theological Seminary in Pasadena, California. It's a 4-year degree. It involves foreign languages, dead ancient foreign languages, but nevertheless it involves foreign languages. And my other job, my full-time job, is that I am one of the 4 pastors that leads a church down in the Biltmore, Arcadia area of Phoenix. And I've been doing that about 28 years now, leading 2 different churches. I've been at this current church. It's called Redemption Arcadia. I've been at this church for about the last 14 years now. I am married, Jackie, to a woman named Jackie. We've been married 38 and a half years. We have 2 daughters. Both are married and have given us some grandchildren. We have 2 grandsons and 1 granddaughter. Our oldest daughter and her husband and granddaughter and our granddaughter live here in Phoenix. Our youngest daughter and her husband and our 2 grandsons live in Northeast Iowa. There's a whole big backstory behind that as to why would somebody live in Northeast Iowa. It's a great place, actually, but there is a backstory. Maybe someday we'll grab coffee and I can share that to you. So that's kind of our background. By the way, maybe if you've ever been to, there's a big church at Central and Bethany Home called North Phoenix Baptist Church. I think it's just called North Phoenix Church now. But Jackie, my wife, is the executive director of the Family Life Center there. If you've ever been in the Family Life Center, you know it's about a 90,000 square foot facility. It's 2 stories. It's a fitness center that people can buy monthly memberships in. It has an indoor roller skating rink, an indoor running track, has a big gym where people play volleyball, basketball, and pickleball, has a big snack bar area. They rent it out for parties. It's a great thing. Anyway, maybe you've been in there at one time or another. Last thing I'll say about my other job. By the way, I need to clear this up too. I'm an adjunct instructor at Paradise Valley Community College. Adjunct means part-time. So I don't have an office at PVCC. Doesn't mean that you can't arrange to meet with me either through digital means or if you want to meet on campus somewhere. It's just I don't have an office. We'd have to meet at the cafeteria or something like that. Maybe in one of the other offices by one of the other instructors. But I've been at Paradise Valley Community College now. I'm now beginning my 27th year as an adjunct instructor there. I've also been an adjunct instructor at Grand Canyon University for the last 27 years off and on, but permanently for the last 6 years, I've been teaching in the GCU College of Theology. I teach a class called Min 430, which is ministerial communication, which is essentially teaching students who are majoring in Christian studies at Grand Canyon University, teaching them communication theory and public speaking skills, things like that. So I've been a teacher for a long time, and of course, ever since COVID, I've been teaching a lot online because a lot of instruction has gone online. Anyway, let's go through the syllabus. And again, I'm going to kind of blow through this. You need to sit down and take some time to read this syllabus very closely so that you understand what's going on. There's a note, special note to online students right at the very beginning. You need to go through the welcome page first and look at that so that you understand a little bit more about what's going on in the class, and then come to the syllabus and read that. Notice in the red typeface there, there's a syllabus acknowledgement assignment that must be completed no later than January 24th. That's Saturday. That's coming up pretty soon. And if you fail to complete this assignment on time, it will result in you automatically being withdrawn from the class. One of the things y'all need to understand very clearly is that, especially in the last 5 years, the Maricopa County Community College system and Paradise Valley Community College in particular have gotten pretty strict about whether or not a student is able to stay enrolled in a class. And you're going to see that throughout the syllabus. If you miss assignments, if you don't have any what's called academic activity on the Canvas website, which is our mode of delivering this class to you, for 14 straight days, you're just going to be dropped from the class. And there's no reconciliation there. There's no redemption there. There's nothing else that you can do. The college and the community college system is not going to play around anymore with any of the federal funds that we might have access to based on enrollment, with any of the student loans, with any beefing up of enrollment numbers. None of that we're not interested in doing any of that. Not that we ever were, but over the course of time, we've recognized that there were many ways that students would try to beat the system. You can't beat the system anymore. You need to make sure that you are turning in your assignments on time. We don't accept late assignments on this class anymore. And you need to be making sure that you're checking the announcements in Canvas, the schedule in Canvas all the time. Check your email all the time. You need to stay on top of this. It's really important. So now for the syllabus, there's a little bit of information about me. Again, I have no office hours, but you can always arrange to meet me. If you must meet me, we can arrange to do that. COM 110 is the theory and practice of communication skills which affect our day-to-day interactions with other persons. Topics include using verbal and nonverbal symbols, interactive listening, resolving interpersonal conflict, developing and maintaining personal and professional relationships. There's the course content. You'll see the learning outcomes and the course competencies. You can read through all of those yourself. You can expect that over the next 15 to 16 weeks, this online course will require 7 to 9 hours per week of work by you. You're going to, first of all, for modules 2 through 7, you're going to watch an introductory video similar to this one. The purpose of the video is not to reteach what you're going to read in the textbook, but rather to supplement, augment, and extend on the information that you're going to learn in the textbook, and sometimes re-emphasize the most important parts of the textbook. But you are going to be required to read every last bit of this textbook, which is, by the way, a very good textbook, very helpful textbook. You need to understand that that's going to take you some time to work through and study the textbook. You're going to watch the introductory video at the very beginning of each module. Then you're going to do a video acknowledgement assignment where you're going to answer about 5 questions. Each of these assignments for modules 2 through 7 is worth 15 points. You're going to answer 5 questions correctly. I would recommend very much that you have something to take notes with as you watch these introductory videos, and that you maybe print out those questions from the video acknowledgement assignment and have those in front of you as you watch the video, so you can fill in the answers to those questions as you go, and then you can digitally submit them to me. These are little hints that will help you to get through this class. Also, understand, you don't have to come to class. You don't have to have any in-person class time. And so these videos, essentially, including this one, replace all of that class time. And you need to understand, and I'm sure you figured this out already, these videos are going to be considerably less time than you would spend in class. So you need to pay attention to these videos, very close attention. They're going to be, every video has content that you'll be responsible for in the video. So you need to watch the videos very closely. You need to read the textbooks, and you need to complete all of your assignments and the quizzes on time. And this will take you about 7 to 9 hours per week. There's the information on the textbook. The textbook is a digital textbook. There's a lot of information about this textbook. I recognize that. It's about a page worth of information if you were to print it out. And the reason is because understanding how to access and pay for the textbook, how to acquire the textbook, it's a digital textbook, and how to use it well is really important. And we're also offering you the least expensive version of this textbook, which should help. And here's the thing, you need to hear this. You need to understand this. I've been teaching at the college level for a long time. I am tired, very honestly, of the student who says, do we really need the textbook? No, we just asked you to buy a textbook because we're not going to use it and it's completely irrelevant to the class. Yes, you really need the textbook. You cannot get through this class without the textbook. Get the textbook. How did I do on making that clear? Did I make that clear? Okay, good. Here you go, the course components. In this 16-week course, there are 8 modules. Modules 2 through 7 will be a similar format in terms of work to submit and what you need to do. Modules 1 and 8, this module and Module 8 are unique. Module 1 is all about the syllabus. Module 8 is the final exam, which is due Friday, May 8th. And then there's detailed information in each module and how to complete each of the modules 2 through 7. Deadlines for assignments, quizzes, and exams. Any assignment, quiz, or exam assigned to you is due by 11:59 p.m. on the indicated days. And throughout the syllabus and throughout other material in the course, you will be told repeatedly that there are no late assignments accepted, no late quizzes accepted, no late exams accepted. Okay, you need to do this by the due date. So, module assignments. There are 2 module assignments for modules 2 through 7. One is a video acknowledgement assignment, which I just explained to you. It's worth 15 points. The second assignment is a larger assignment to be completed after reading and studying the chapters for the module. There will be 2 chapters of the textbook in each module 2 through 7. You will then be asked to write a series of short essay answer or fill in the blank questions for modules 2 through 7. These questions relate to the content covered in the reading and the videos, if there are any videos required for that module. Varying point amounts will be given for these assignments, usually ranging from 30 to 40 points. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that the module assignments are going to be mostly worth 40 points. There's 1 or 2 module assignments that are worth 30 points. Quizzes. For each module, other than Module 8, there's going to be a quiz. Not for Module 1. There's a video acknowledgement assignment for Module 1. But maybe there is a quiz for that. Let me double check that. I don't want to give you bad information. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so sorry. I just wanted to make sure and double check that. There are essentially 2 assignments um, for Module 1. There's the syllabus acknowledgement assignment and then an assignment that's a bit of an icebreaker that's worth 30 points. The syllabus acknowledgement assignment is worth 26 points. The Module 1 icebreaker assignment is worth 30 points. Okay, so got that cleared up. Sorry, I wanted to make sure I got that exactly right for you. Now, modules 2 through 7 are all the same. Like I said, there's a video acknowledgement assignment, there's a module assignment, and then there's a quiz. So, detailed information about the quizzes is provided at the beginning of each module. 45 minutes is allowed for the quiz, and there's only one opportunity to take the quiz. Once the quiz is started, you need to finish it in 45 minutes. You cannot leave the quiz and come back to it later. Once you start the quiz, time is running. You need to finish it. Okay? Immediately after the quiz, it'll be automatically scored. Each quiz is worth 40 points, with the exception of one quiz. There is one quiz in Module 4 worth 50 points, and you'll have 60 minutes to take that quiz. Virtually all of the questions in the quizzes are true, false, or multiple choice. Okay. There's also one quiz in Module 7, the last module, that's only worth 30 points, and you'll have 30 minutes to take that quiz. Again, no late quizzes will be accepted. The final exam is Module 8. The exam is worth 200 points. There's going to be 100 questions on that. Those questions will mostly be true, false, and multiple choice. There will be a couple of fill-in-the-blank questions as well, and that will be graded immediately after it is turned in. You'll have 2 hours to take the final exam, and the same rules apply. Once you start the final exam, you have to complete it. You're on running time at that point. So make sure that you have 2 hours set aside uninterrupted to be able to take the final exam. Make sure when you take your quizzes, you have either 30, 45, or 60 minutes set aside uninterrupted in order to be able to take your quizzes. Modules need to be completed in order. It's not a self-paced course. There are very specific deadlines. However, you are allowed to work slightly ahead in the modules. Typically, all of the modules, the material in the modules would be posted a few weeks or more before the module closes. Generally speaking, each module will come in 2-week increments with the exception of the final exam, Module 8. That's going to be a 1-week module. Modules 2 through 7 will consist of an introduction, a video to watch, a video acknowledgement assignment, an assignment that covers all the content in the module, and then a quiz. And then there's all this attendance reporting statement and requirement that we're required to put into this the syllabus, and you need to read through that completely and be familiar with that. And you can see at the bottom of that, it says if you're academically inactive for 14 consecutive days, you may be withdrawn from the class. I would argue it this way: you will be withdrawn from the class. You need to understand how to navigate Canvas, and apparently you do because you're already on the website now. Otherwise, you wouldn't have gotten access to this video. Be sure to check your announcements in the Canvas class at least once or twice a week in case I post updated information that you need to know about. You will find it there. In order to communicate to me, because I get a lot of emails, a lot of them are spam. When you email me, if you would please put in the subject line COM 110 online and then your first name and your last name. That will ensure that your email gets read before any other email, and I will know that it's not spam. And I'm generally pretty good at answering emails within 24 hours, but generally speaking, the policy is that I'll respond within 48. Unless it's a holiday or weekend, it might take me 72 hours to respond. Make sure you know your MEID number. Make sure you know your MEID email account as well. And it's best if you communicate to me through that email account. That will be really helpful. Make sure that anything that you submit to me, I have access to. It is just amazing to me, and every other instructor I've ever talked to, how often documents or videos will be submitted to us online and the student has not granted us access. We can't open them. And then for whatever reason, you ghost us. We can't seem to get you online to say, hey, you need to grant us access. Make sure that you are able to, that we have been granted access for anything that you send to us. There's all the information about instructor-initiated withdrawal. If you want to withdraw from the class, you need to make sure that you communicate that very clearly in a timely manner. And again, be sure you read through all of that information there. So there's instructor-initiated and student-initiated withdrawal. Extenuating circumstances for late work. These are the official reasons, according to the system and the school, the Maricopa County Community College system and the school, that you might be able to submit late work. If it's because of a required court appearance, required military orders, religious holidays, required presence at a college event, for instance, sports or drama, or a death in the family, but you have to provide documentation of any of these 5 reasons in writing to the instructor, to me, for me to be able to then reopen an assignment for you. And let me just tell you, I mean, I got to, again, been doing this a long time, and I've talked to many other instructors. It's amazing how many grandmothers seem to die every semester during a college class, during a college semester. Come on. You know, like we haven't heard all of this stuff before. Like we weren't students ourselves at one time. Like we don't, trust me, you're not creative enough to come up with something new. You need to be able to provide us with documentation for any reason. Any of these potentially accepted reasons for missing an assignment or missing a class. There are the student skills that we expect you to be able to have, some more expectations for you to have, and expectations that um, you should have for me as well. For instance, as the instructor, I'm going to remain, I'm going to have a positive yet critical attitude towards you and your work. I'm going to demonstrate enthusiasm toward the curriculum. That's not hard to do, and toward the student. And I'll answer all emails and inquiries in a timely manner. You need to prepare diligently. Do not procrastinate, and you need to turn in your work on time. You will ask for help in a timely manner when needed, at least 72 hours before a due date. If you email me at 11 o'clock at night when the assignment is due at 11:59 that evening, guess what? I'm not going to be able to help you. I'm sound asleep at 11 o'clock at night. So make sure that you ask for help in a timely manner, and you're going to remain respectful and flexible and try your best under the circumstances. There's some information about your final course grades. There's no extra credit in this class. Nothing we can do about that. There's your Disability Resource Center and student development information there. There are all the required statements on academic integrity and conduct, along with inappropriate behavior, which could get you withdrawn from the class. Our statement on diversity and equity, the fact that you're responsible for all the information contained in this syllabus, all the information in here. It is not an excuse to say, I didn't read that in the syllabus when it's in the syllabus. That's not an excuse. If it's in the syllabus, it's in the syllabus. You're responsible for it. There's our classroom accommodations statement. There's our Title IX sexual harassment statement, which is required in every syllabus. Some statements about classroom conduct and online hybrid stuff. Obviously, the use of ChatGPT or other artificial intelligent applications is not allowed. So just understand that we're on the lookout for that all the time, and we also have some software that can help us recognize when that happens. So it's expected that you're going to take the exams and do the assignments on your own. By the way, all of the questions and answers on the quizzes and the final exam are all randomly scrambled individually for each student. So you're not going to be able to send other people answers if you thought about doing that, or receive them from anybody else. You might find that only hurts you, not helps you. There's some instructions on how to have a PDF read out loud. Also, the Maricopa County Colleges provides Microsoft Office for free to every student. There are the instructions on how to get that. More information on college resources. You can also turn this class into an honors program. And then again, there is instructor information. My education, the fact that I spent 17 years in the marketplace working in retail and restaurant management before I decided to go back to school at GCU. So I actually was a later student in my acquisition of my degrees. There it talks about being an instructor at GCU, at PVCC. I was also an instructor at Fuller Theological Seminary for 18 years. Did that as well. Talks about my other job, lead pastor at Redemption Arcadia. And then the things I like. I like reading, running, hiking, hockey, and movies. Those are probably my 5 most important things that I like. By the way, regarding my other job, I hope you understand that I don't do this job in order to Trojan horse or backdoor you into haranguing you about the Christian faith. I am a Christian, and I love the Bible, and I love Jesus. All of that is true. But I am here to teach you about interpersonal communication. That's what we're going to do. If you have any questions about any of those other things, you can always message me, and I'll do the best I can to answer those for you. But otherwise, this is a class in interpersonal communication. And I look forward to teaching it with you and for you, and I hope you look forward also to this class. Last couple of other things that I want to mention. I've already mentioned a little bit of this, but I desperately need to reiterate this for you because I've been doing this, as I said, a long time. And I know college students, and I know how many college students think. And I know how they think in unproductive, unhealthy ways. Here you go. Here are two things that unsuccessful college students do. There are other things that they do, but these are the two main things that unsuccessful college students do. Number one, they don't buy the textbook. They have convinced themselves that they can get through a class in college without the textbook. It doesn't work. It's fascinating to me to watch students try. No matter how much I tell them they need the textbook, they will try, and then they will fail in the course. And what's really amusing is then they often try to blame me for it. No, the problem is you didn't buy the textbook. Here's a second reason that students will fail. They won't read the syllabus. They just refuse to look at the syllabus. They're not interested in the syllabus. And the syllabus contains the schedule and the policies and everything you need to be successful in the class. You know, some of you have cars, and because we live in the Phoenix area, it gets hot here, and so you have those windshield shades that you put in the car when you park the car. What would it be like if you went to your car in the parking lot, you got into the car, and you started driving your car while leaving the windshield shade in the windshield? You would eventually crash. It would be a problem. You would be unsuccessful. Trying to navigate a college course without reading or paying attention to the syllabus is like driving a car with a windshield shade in the windshield. That's what it's like. So don't do it. By the way, just buying the textbook won't ensure success. You need to read and study it too. Okay, so that's really important. Last two things, remember, don't submit documents or videos that I have not been granted access to. That's very frustrating when you do that. And second of all, the due dates are no joke. Make sure that you stay on top of the due dates, and remember that your first due date is coming up very soon. It's Saturday, January 24th is your first due date for your first assignment in Module 1. Your second assignment in Module 1 is due about a week later. All right. If you have any questions or concerns or suggestions or anything else, don't hesitate to message me either through Canvas or through email. Adios for now.